I don't know why it took me this long to like respond to this, but I did. Sorry. Um, so I think agnostic means sort of like you don't believe, which is technically true. I fully, for the most part, like I'm like religion is not. I don't believe it's a thing. So I don't believe it. Is it? A part of me was like, I like to me, and this is more idealistic, with every quotation marks at every point. Like, would I like to be like you? If you were a good person, a decent person, not the person which is transphobic, not that. But like, if you're a good and moral person who helps people and shows that they are good people, you go up to the sky and become forever in this. And but realistically, like, if you look at the science, it doesn't look like that. You just turn into nothing. But do I like there's an afterlife? Yes. Even if hell exists, even if I burn forever, I'm like, well, like, at least it's I'm conscious. So yeah.
Good afternoon! Your mum looks like Kim Jong-un!
That arrow almost took off my head.
Well, that door almost took off your arm. Where I come from, a simple thank you would suffice.
Where you come from, people bathe in the river and use pine cones for money.
Come on, let's go.
Why the fuck are you awake? Don't you see the sheep waiting to be counted? No, you motherfucker. You've been scrolling for way too long. You need to sleep, bitch. You have shit to do tomorrow. Go to sleep. Why the fuck are you still awake? Don't give me that sleep.
Some people claim that there's a thought inside that brain, but I know there absolutely is not.
You know, I bet you won't like this video. Okay, you did like this video. Well, I bet you won't comment on this video. And you comment on this video. Okay, well, this one, I bet you won't share this video. And you shared it. Okay, 3, let's try one more. I bet you won't follow me. You followed me. Are you sure your listening skills are good?
Wow, that's nice and bright. What kind of candles are those?
Must be Italian.
Close the candle.
You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, listening to angry music and staying up all night.
Yes, I can, because I'm Batman.
But don't you think it's time you finally faced your greatest fear?
Snakes?
No.
Clowns?
No.
Snake clowns.
After the battle, masterless cattle, overlords hanging by a thread. With a bit of bravado, maybe tomorrow we'll be atop the heap. While the rest of hell's pissing, Alistair's missing, fled with his tail between his legs. Nature abhors a power vacuum, it leaves room for you and me. The future of hell belongs to the V's.
So I said before that I wasn't going to review, but view happened, so I don't have a way to take a picture, and I'm not gonna like be like, that's good enough. So usually I take screenshots. So migration, because here's my thought process of why I was watching this, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, it's a kids movie, and you like kids movies. You made that clear. I made that like My Little Pony before, and shows like that, like Steven Universe and other Cartoon Network and Disney shows. I've watched a lot of like stuff. But why this one? The reason was I was kind of watching it. I'm like, do you know what? This seems like insane. Like one of those shows that's like fully insane, fully knows what it is, but it looks insane fun. It looks like mad, but a mad good time. So like, you know what? Why not? Why not watch it? It's insane. I fully admit that. But at least it's something fun and insane. And I also thought, for some reason, there's a part of it where, like, takes place in, like, a specific place. I'm not going to say where. If you watch the trailer... Actually, no. Trailers I don't consider spoilers. So in the trailers, they show them going to New York. If you see the trailers, I don't consider that spoilers. Because in the trailers, you can get that really easily. And if you're asking why I consider spoilers... I would basically say enough, besides it, let's say this is a spoiler, enough basically something that's in the trailer and IMDb, I will say. anything else if I now mention spoilers, because I'm slowly starting to be like, spoilers. Because, you know, I watch a lot of stuff. I watched this, and it's less, but, like, I'm fine. What it basically seems like, on, like, what the trailer is, and this is more theming things, so I wouldn't really say spoilers because I'm not saying much. It's like, because with the word migration, you kind of could get this feeling. It's like a big road trip. It's like, you know when you get movies like family road trip movies? It's that, but fun and insane. It's like, we could like do this like simplistic, or we could just go fully insane. I'm like, yes. And even though the story is simple, this bit I'm gonna say, it is simple. Spoilers with the theming. It's like one person's nervous, one person's more brave. It's about like them finding like a medium ground. It's like that's been done before. Like one person being more nervous, one person being more brave, and then being like there is a sense of like the world is scary, and there is a way to do that without being like, oh no, I can't see the world because of how scary it is. There's a middle ground, and I agree with that. And I do understand that this is not a complex movie. I fully am aware of that. But I look at this, I'm like, this is awesome. Not because of its complexity, not because of its deep characters, just because it is a fun, hilarious time. And it's so just, it's not one of those movies where you have to think, it's just like, oh, this is just good. Obviously there's like some really like, you kind of have a feeling of like, oh, they're gonna be fine. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, they're gonna be fine. At the end of the day, you don't fear them being like, and then they die. you don't fear that. It's not that type of movie. Obviously with Illumination, you fear a little more lightheartedness. Obviously they have done darker, but it's more like lightheartedness than most. But the one thing which I have to admit is, the reason why I like it is the jokes. The comedies. Because I'm not the biggest fan of Illuminations. I know everyone's like, Despicable Me. I was never a fan. Until recently, like, I was okay. The first Despicable Me, I was like, oh, okay. Like, the villain's okay. And the only reason why I like it and read any way that you want to read this is when they bring the spy in, like because I thought that her sort of like being like Gru being like that's so good, and even then I thought it was like with the villain, I just liked her character in it, and I think it's got better in certain ways, and I am at a point where I'm like, I'm actually going to plan to watch Despicable Me 4 because it looks quite interesting. I was never like planning to watch Despicable Me 1, 2, 3. I think I watched Despicable Me 1 on the plane. I like downloaded it for something, and then I was like, oh, I'm going on a holiday with someone. Why not? I've got time to kill. So besides Mario, which I know what's sort of going to happen, but as Mario's, it's not going to be as paint by numbers that it traditionally is, but Mario isn't a deep story. But that was the only one that I'm like, yeah, I want to see Mario. That's the first movie, even Despicable Me 4, I slowly am like being like, maybe we can actually do something decent. Because migration, I'm going to say this fully seriously. This could change based on the Mario movie, but for this time being, migration, and I do not care who I annoy, is the best Illumination film. Not because it's deep story, because you don't need to be the best and be deep story. You could just be fun. And yes, you say this coming across a guy who watches, like, who says, like, one of the best video games, I haven't played it, but the best video game story-wise is Persona 4, Persona 5. But then again, I haven't watched much comedy video games. If you want to tell me about video games that are comedy, please let me know, because I want to hear about that. But, yeah. This, in my opinion, legitimately, probably because Despicable Me is the only Illumination films I've seen. I think. No, that's DreamWorks, never mind. This is probably the only one, besides Mario, but I might see it, and this will be the second best. But this is the best, in my opinion, Illumination film. The story is simple? Yeah, I agree with that. I admit it. This is just fun. So, we have this, and I have to go with Alistair. Oh, great. It's between, I hate and I hate, because they're both good, but I hate both of them. So I'm just gonna go, with Adam, because I like his mask. I'm gonna go with the TV guy. Ooh, Cannibal. Husk. No, must protect. Oh, yeah, that. And then Nifty. Oh, it's definitely easy. Done. Oh, also easy. Done. Also easy. Done. Also easy. Done. Now this is going to be hard. I'm putting the two best friends against each other. Even though I love Alice, she was better. Also, Mass Protect. Mass Protect. Yeah. She was on the screen for not that long, but she was the best.
Truth or dare? Truth. How many hours have you slept this week? Dare. Go to sleep! I don't like this.
I don't understand how I can be fine and totally fine, make so much progress the very first time, and then completely fuck everything up. The only answers are I'm an idiot or I'm doing it on purpose.
Here's the thing you need to know about being my friend. I will make fun of you relentlessly. However, the moment someone else makes fun of you, I will rip their soul out of their mortal body and yeet it over into the eternal abyss where it will stay forever. So you're protected, just not from me.
So things look bad and your back's against the wall. Your whole existence seems fucking hopeless. You're feeling filthy. So things look bad and your back's against the wall. Your whole existence seems fucking hopeless. You're feeling filthy as a dive bar bathroom stall. Can't face the world sober and dopeless. You've lost your way. You think your life is wrecked. Well, let me just say you're correct.
Wait, what?
You're a loser, baby, a loser. Goddamn, baby, you're a fucked up little whiny bitch.
Hey.
You're a loser just like me.
Thanks, asshole.
You're a screws loose loser and only one-star reviewer. You're a power bottom at rock bottom. But you. So things look bad and your back's against the wall. Your whole existence seems fucking hopeless. You're feeling filthy as a dive bar bathroom stall. Can't face the world sober and dopeless. You've lost your way. You think your life is wrecked. Well, let me just say you're correct.
Wait, what?
You're a loser, baby, a loser. Goddamn, baby, you're a fucked up little whiny bitch.
Hey.
You're a loser just like me.
Thanks, asshole.
You're a screws loose loser and only one-star reviewer. You're a power bottom at rock bottom. But you.
I'm just doing this because I'm curious. I released a 2 video on Loser, one with Mars, one without. Which was better, that's it. I just thought it would be a fun poll. I don't know. Watch the original video of both, I don't know.
Did you know that the way you make a fist can explain a lot about your personality? Let's test it out. I want you to stop and duet this video. Now I want you to make a fist and do not show it on camera until we get to your results. Let's discuss what personality type you have. If you chose number 1 with the thumb out, what shows outwardly is that you're very sensitive, imaginative, and you have great intuition. Internally, you have a desire to be protected and people often take advantage of you. Am I right? Now, if you chose number 2 with the thumb in like this, people often see you as a strong, talented individual who's also very smart. Internally, you have a fragile, vulnerable heart, so you often try to close yourself off to protect yourself. Now, finally, if you chose number 3 with the thumb inside of the hand, people see you as introverted and emotional, but you're also a huge peacemaker. But inside, what people don't know about you is you have one of the biggest hearts. The person you are at your core would give the shirt off of their back to help somebody else out. Thanks for watching, and make sure you do this just to follow. Please, just do this. Just do it. Just do it. Stop watching the video. Just do it.
I've got a hot take on shit like this.
Okay.
Shrek's not as good as people make out.
Get out.
I'm just saying.
So, I'm not a fan of the Shrek world. Besides the one that everyone hates, which is the time travel one, which is like What If, which I just like because I like the idea of like, but what if? But like, if I wasn't in this world, but I know it's terrible. I know everyone doesn't like it. But my question is, I've got a poll here. I want to see whoever watches this, which is better, Shrek 1 or Shrek 2? I don't like either. But that's just it. That's just the question. So I didn't upload yesterday, and I'm going to create a new thing because that was a little bit. So what's happened is today, tomorrow, and Saturday, I'm going to do 15 videos. I'm going to record more midday, except today I was just a bit more doing a couple of stuff. The other thing, which is also happening, is that I don't have my other iPad. It's getting repaired at the moment, meaning I can't currently do film reviews. So Wednesday's film review, because the show records on Wednesday, and today's film review aren't going to happen. I'm going to hold on to them when I get my iPad back, which I think is like Monday, Tuesday, maybe. In the meantime, that's it.
Master has given Dobby a Glock. Dobby is confused.
Oh, Rennie's calling. Give me a second. Hello?
Do you know how to say corn in Cantonese?
Sok mai?
Haha, suck my nuts!
Alright, well, Rennie is not my friend anymore. Oh, Rennie's calling. Give me a second. Hello?
Do you know how to say corn in Cantonese?
Sok mai?
Haha, suck my nuts!
Alright, well, Rennie is not my friend anymore.
Obviously, don't go and do that.
Hey, you do whatever you like.
We can't condone anything of the sort.
No, we can't. Live! Live!
It's live!
So I was watching one of these videos where they talk to some sort of like people who scams. Not scams, but like someone who did like... I was talking about casinos and the rules. And they talked about, if you look at 4-sided dice, like these, each one of the opposite side equals 7 on all the dice. 3 to 4, 2 to 5, 1 to 6. And then each one of them is the same. 2, 5, 3, 4, 6, 1. The opposite sides always equal 6. And these dice are designed for fun games. So they're not designed 1, 4, opposite 2, 5, 1, 6. Are not designed for like gambling, obviously. 2 on both sides. Then 3, then 5, then 4. 1 up here. 6 up here. And I was looking, thinking, oh, maybe it's the same with the other dice. But no. On this dice, where you see 19, 1's up here. You have 1 above it, 9 to this side, and 3 to this side. So if I look for another D20, let's get into here. Got a couple. Let's look for 19. If I find 19 on this one, I don't know if it's all of them or some of them. Because some of them looked a little bit different. And I might be wrong. That is not... Yeah, it does look like similar. So I might be wrong. I might be going crazy. Because on some of the other dices, it didn't look the same. 1, 2... Yeah, maybe it is. Never mind. Maybe I'm going crazy. 8 and 1 are the same on this one and this one. So I might be going crazy. I wouldn't be surprised. But I saw some of them that looked different. Yeah, this always changes. So yeah, maybe I was going crazy. That is a fact. Because none of these are just proving my point. So yeah. It's just one of the one thing that was the main point of this video is I like that these all equals 7, and I swore one of these were different, but maybe I went crazy for one day. I wouldn't be surprised. I am capable of doing that on the regular basis. Also, the other question is, what's your favorite dice out of all of these? Because I don't know why I like these. I just like holding these in my hands. I don't know why. That's a weird thing. Nothing to do with anything that I was talking about. I just like it. Anyway, dice video over. I need to clear that up in a sec. So yeah.
Master, I like it when you use my name. You chose it. Psychiatrist field day. As you chose yours. The man who makes people better. How sanctimonious is that? So? Prime Minister then. I know. It's good, isn't it?
He what? What? They say insane shit all the time. How was I supposed to know this one was true?
Bank accounts are a scam created by the shadow government.
See? Hell is forever, whether you like it or not. Had their chance to behave better, now they boil in the pot. Cause the rules are black and white, there's no use in trying to fight it. They're burning for their lives until we kill them again. Fucking hell is forever.
Is that the exit? What?
ILLIGAM, Dilligan, and it means, do I look like I give a fuck?
What are we even talking about? Some crack or who fucked up already? He blew his shot like the cocks in his mouth. This discussion is senseless and petty.
There's no question to be posed. He's unholy, case closed. Did you forget that hell is forever? A man only lives once. We'll see you in 1 month. Gotta say, I can't wait to come down and exterminate you.
Wait, shit. What are you saying? Let me get this straight. You go down there and kill those poor souls. You didn't know.
Whoops.
Yes, the cat's out of the bag.
What's the big deal?
So tell me that you didn't know.
I thought since I'm older, it's my load to shoulder.
No.
You have to listen, it was such a hard decision. I wanted to save you, the anguish it takes to do what was required.
To think that I admired you, well, I don't need your condescension.
So founders, let's try fight. Okay, I win. Fight. Okay, going well so far, just gonna do this. Ooh, I don't think I can win any of those, so I'm just gonna do that. And Goa, win, and then yes! Perfect. Yeah.
Some human on the internet said if you're going to bury a dead body, you want to dig 5 meters deep, put the body down there, then fill the hole up to about 2 meters, then put a dead animal on top of that dirt, then finish up the hole. Now, if somebody approaches it, they're going to see that something was buried. If they start digging, they'll find the carcass of the animal. They won't find your dead body because they'll feel bad. They're like, oh, I just dug up a dog. But the problem is you got to kill a person and then a dog. I guess if the person's got a dog, you got a double whammy. Anywho, apparently pirates were the first people to do this. They would bury their treasure, then put a body on top of the treasure, so if someone dug, they would find the body but wouldn't dig deeper. Interesting tidbits.
Today I'm playing rock, paper, scissors with my cat. Rock, paper, scissors.
This is my favorite reprise for a song, just because I like, one, for the story, it changes everything, and I feel like that moment that's in it is going to be like, it's going to be held even to now, and even to the future, whereas like, that one moment where you have like an angel and a demon basically on the same side, being one of the, because like that's basically not in the romantic sense, but that's sort of like the Romeo and Juliet, sort of like two opposing enemies being like, do you know what? Beep it. This is stupid. Like both agreeing with one point. Two people on two separate sides agreeing on one thing, that like redemption should be a thing and extermination is stupid. That idea of like a person from the, and like I like what this could happen, and I hear like some people like, oh, Emily is going to fall, and that I find interesting.
All the bits, so let's do it. Give it a stir.
One, I didn't know there was National Nutella Day, which is the best information I have ever heard. And two, I need to try this out because I eat Nutella.
Who's this cunt?
Well, you know what they say, you are what you eat.
I stand corrected. Who's this prick?
Unlikely Challop lines.
No, should have gone to Specsavers.
Your fight is with me! And you owe me one more debt!
I played the first game with one doctor. I played the second game with this doctor. Therefore, your own rules have decreed I play the third game with the next doctor.
I love the idea of having the finest assassin like being killed, being like, you know what, I was the most expensive assassin that they could pay. Oh, that's
Fun fact. You want to hear what may be the greatest way a man ever defended himself during a witch trial? Okay, well, in 1692, in Jurgensburg, an 80-year-old man named Thies was brought before judges to be tried for witchcraft. The man confessed that he had done something, but it had been mistaken for witchcraft when he was in fact actually a werewolf. And not just any werewolf, a member of a group known as the Hounds of God. The duty of the Hounds of God was to protect the people and the crops from witches, and they would even sometimes travel into hell to do battle with the devil and his sorcerers. The judges were taken aback, to say the least. They kept trying to get the guy to confess that he had a pact with the devil, but he kept insisting that he and his group were actually the devil's worst enemies. And from what I can tell, it seemed like it worked. He stopped his execution.
So, I've been seeing a couple of videos being like the angels, sort of like a comedy version, like what would the angels be reacting to, like, while they're having, if you've seen Hazbin Hotel, when they're having like these sort of like meeting, because I'm assuming they've had other meetings, but the meeting specifically with Hazbin Hotel and like the hotel as a concept. But I love the thing before and after being like, oh, what is it this time? It's like, oh, we need to do like this having this somewhat bureaucratic. So I'm like, oh, what is it this time? Yeah, we have like Charlie. Oh, it might be a bit interesting. And then they'd be like, what the fuck? It's like, you should know, right? It's like, I don't fucking know. What the fuck's that? It's like, they're doing that? Because you don't know how many layers know, and there must be at least a couple that are like, did you know? No, I did not fucking know. It's like, what the fuck did we talk about? And then like that idea. So I've been seeing a couple of videos being like the angels, sort of like a comedy version, like what would the angels be reacting to, like while they're having, if you've seen Hazbin Hotel, when they're having like these sort of like meeting, because I'm assuming they've had other meetings, but the meeting specifically with Hazbin Hotel and like the hotel as a concept. But I love the thing before and after being like, oh, what is it this time? It's like, oh, we need to do like this having this somewhat bureaucratic. So I'm like, oh, what is it this time? Yeah, we have like Charlie. Oh, it might be a bit interesting. And then they'd be like, what the fuck? It's like, you should know, right? It's like, I don't fucking know. What the fuck's that? It's like, they're doing that? Because you don't know how many layers know, and there must be at least a couple that are like, Did you know? No, I did not fucking know. It's like, what the fuck did we talk about? And then, like, that idea. So, 2 bits updates. One, I know I said I wasn't going to review anything, but that's because most of my reviews that I have are on Crunchyroll, and I can't remember it, and I like having images in the background. So, my iPad's getting repaired because the screen's broken, and I'm having that fixed, so when that comes back, I'll be able to do the reviews. I am keeping a track. There are currently 2 that I have on backup, meaning when I get back, I'm going to review those. So, yeah. So, when on days that don't have reviews, or should have had, like, 2 reviews because I skipped today, and then I should have reviewed on, like, I think Thursday. So, yeah. It's complicated and confusing, and no. I skipped Wednesday, should have recorded on Thursday, so it was 2 videos, and I should have recorded Friday, so it was 3 videos, and there's this today. Meaning, when I get my iPad, which I think is Monday, I'll do 3 reviews, and then the rest. Magic Up 15 would be the rest, so there will be more reviews on that day. Yeah. But, in the meantime, if I have something to replace it by using this, because if I watch anything on BBC, Amazon Prime, or even just watching Elementary, which I have in DVD form, I just quickly grab a picture of Google. Meaning I'll just do that. And I know I was supposed to record 15 videos today, but I'm just going to bump that up to tomorrow. Because it's late, and I need sleep. I'm choosing the healthy option of actually gaining sleep. So this is Has Been Hotel Season 1. I know everyone's been talking about. So, a bit of briefer. I have been sort of like, I have known about this project since the pilot. I think I heard about, like, oh, this is like really cool idea for the pilot. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I watched the pilot. I love the pilot. I've been here, sort of like listening into the news, like the design changes. I've been watching them like change the design, change the voice actors, hearing all the bad things, never fully believed any of them. And like through all of that, had this sort of like experience. So what's happened is throughout that is overall I've just gone through and was always like interested. Ooh, what is it going to look like? What is it going to look like? Because I know A24, and I've seen quite a bit from A24, and it's one of the production companies that I'm excited with. And I was about to be like, did I stop? But I didn't, because I accidentally bumped it. I'm besides the point. And I think they're the ones who made the FNAF movie, which, yeah. But A24 is the one that is like being really interesting nowadays. So overall, I think it's fun and sort of like absolutely exciting. So through all of this, I've been keeping an eye on it. And when the series finally came out, I was a bit late. I think I saw a couple of things video-wise, but I don't usually have Amazon Prime, so I wasn't able to pick up, oh, there's a new series coming out. So I didn't. So when I finally watched it, I already spoiled myself through a bunch of things. But I'm not going to say that here. But I came into a series when there was roughly... I've listened to a couple of songs beforehand, which was Respectless and the last verse. If you know why, there's a bit of a spoiler, but if you know why, there's a bit of a thing and a twist. And so the episode 6 song, and I was like, oh, it's coming out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it in a bit. I've got like a weekend off, so I'm going to watch it. So I decided to sit down and watch it, and that was the idea. I did that, sat down, did all my stuff that I needed to do, and then I watched it. Which, when I watched it, it was so good. I didn't know if they broke it down anymore, because it looked like there was like, they could have done 2, but I don't know. Because they released 2 episodes by themselves, so I don't know if they're like 6 and 2, but that would be odd. But I watched it, the first 6 episodes all at once and then the next 2. Sometimes I mention like if I watch it all at once or sort of like throughout the thing. Unless I mention it, I usually just try and watch it like episode, and then not usually leave weeks. I binge a lot of stuff. Well, I say binge, but it's more I watch a couple of episodes, I pause to do other stuff that I need to do as a human being, and then that stuff. But this, I know a lot of people saying there's a pacing problem. I'm fine with it, because a lot of the characters that they introduce, I'm interested in. But I'm a person who's like, who's she? Who's they? And they're dark spots? Not important. But like, the overlords, I have to admit, have amazing design. Some of the other stuff also looks impressive. It's just overall an impressive series with just impressive storytelling. I just love it. There's a lot of theories that I've been hearing, and I've been swinging between the sort of one that I've recently heard, which was sort of like Finn the Pony. I know Finn the Pony's not called Finn the Pony anymore, but I sort of picture him by Finn the Pony, and I always forget his other name, so Finn the Pony. Had the idea of like, oh, maybe there's like the root of all evil has a contract with both Lilith and Alistair as a fairy, and that is interesting. Like, that idea, I can buy behind that. Like if that's the idea that they're going behind, that would be interesting as an idea. The other idea was Lilith owns Alistair's soul, which I more intend to believe, because that, I'll be like, that I feel like is a more like the Alistair and Lilith by both owning their soul to the root of all evil, I feel is a more like theoretical interesting idea. Like if ooh, we need to do like Eve and all this stuff, and I will be down for that. But I prefer Lilith owning like, not because like, oh, she's evil, but it shows more of that murkiness, because like a lot of the casts have this sort of like, they're not purely moral. Like Husk is a person who was an overlord, who was the person who tricks people. You have Nifty, who outright basically will stab something if someone just tells them to do so. And it's not the fact that they're evil, it's the fact that they are okay with doing immoral things. So I don't want this sort of like, and then this person was evil. You had that with Adam, and I prefer doing that to like, here's the hypocrite saying like, good and evil are just like, you do one thing bad, you can't ever redeem yourself. Not looking at like the people who's like, okay, but what about like abuse victims who no one would consider evil? What about people who are like addicted to stuff? Like Husk, I wouldn't say is evil. Absolutely no way. He's a person who probably will stab your throat probably would like stab your throat back in the day to like manipulate people. But he is one person who isn't like immoral, in my opinion. It's the idea of that, not grey, but that interesting level of like, evil isn't always quantifiable. There isn't X plus 5 equals evil. It's case per case, and if you do X, Y, and Z, you're evil. Obviously, there's the extremes. I'm not denying that, but it's just a fun idea. Anyway, go watch the show.
So it was a video, not a video, one of those, like, I don't know how you do it, and stories that TikTok has. And I don't use stories that much, because mostly I don't know how it works. So I just, like, I'm gonna ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. Because, like, I don't know how it works. Anyway, that's not the point. The point of this is that there was, like, a national day with pizza, chocolate, and, like, yes. Also, fun fact, there's in Pizza Express, you can get a sweet pizza. I don't know how many people know that. I don't think it would be a good idea, but apparently Pizza Express does that. Dessert pizza. It's like, you get like the base of the pizza and you put like stuff like chocolate and biscuits. If you like it, try it. I don't know. But that small thing, I want that. That seems like the tastiest thing in the world. Also, I think it's ironic that Toothache is on National Pizza and Sweet Chocolate. National Pizza and Chocolate Day. Two things that will probably give you toothache anyway. So I just think that's funny and ironic.
Wait, your name is Adam? Like the first man, Adam? That means you. That explains so much.
I know, I fucking rock.
So, Marsica, because this has been a while, I've skipped a couple of weeks. I really should keep an eye on it. But, Al's out on, like, the episode I'm watching, and I don't know who's Al. I've got notes, but it doesn't lead to any one person. So I'm just gonna go with Emily Atack. Like, you know, I think it's, like one of the judges is. So yeah. So it turns out it's Lorraine Kelly, who I have no idea who she is. So yeah. According to this, she's daytime royalty. So besides the first one, which I guess, I don't think I'm going to get anyone else.
Sir, can I go to the toilet? No, Gary, you should have gone at break.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to plan my bladder schedule today.
Are you talking back to me? Well, yes, that's how a conversation works. Don't get me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. No one likes you anyway, sir. Right, I want total silence from you. Sir, you have the personality of a sausage roll. I said silence. But why? Silence! Sir? Gary, I said silence. Why am I still hearing you talk? Because you have ears, you stupid cow!
Okay, I need to figure it out, because I was trying to find another photo because it was on one of someone's story. I don't know if it was all, but I found this one where I was like trying to find the Rubik's Cube on your face. I don't know if it's like... How does it have an eyes? It looks like weird. I can't find it. Again, can't find this. I did find this one. Like, how's the other one? Turns out I don't know why some of these are just really interesting.
sorry, I was just, my head was putting everything together. Yeah, this does nothing. I don't know. I was trying to find a Rubik's Cube that was like a puzzle, but I couldn't find it. So here's a couple of fun ones.
Would I trust these characters with my future kids? Let's find out. This person would have my 100% trust. They would be absolutely perfect. I spoke too soon. My kids would really like this character because they're a fun babysitter and they spoil them. Why? This character would constantly ask to babysit my kids because they just want to have fun with the babies. Why am I getting nothing but villains? If I left my child with this character, they would sell them. Why? My children would not like this character because they're scary to them. I gotta do Shoshi Journey like that! At the end of the day, I'm in a hurry, so this character is having to babysit. Oh, thank God!
Okay, let's move. Come on. Can we get a little more wax on the floor, please? Wait a minute.
What's one internet reference that makes you laugh no matter what? Context doesn't have to fit. All you have to do is...
I think this one makes sense, but yeah, you know. Shut up! So, I'm just gonna do this because I just want a little bit of an update. But 15 videos today, 15 videos tomorrow, which would be technically today. So today slash tomorrow, confusing, but you know, it's 3 o'clock in a way because it's 33 past midnight. Anyway, so I'm going to have that tomorrow. That's gonna happen, and then I'm gonna go back, and I think at the moment there's going to also on other notes. There is, I feel like, going to be one review tomorrow because I'm going to take a picture of Traitor Season 2. Again, BBC, and I don't really do that stuff on here. And there will be one more update, maybe 2, if I've watched both of them, of me catching up to Mars Singer because I need to do that. I need to catch up. I'm 2 episodes behind, not in the finale, but you know.
Over the head. I just did. Do it better. Great. 4 times in a row. He'll never see that coming.
The one thing which I would say is that I watched Anthony's content for a bit between, and I don't watch it much now. I watch like where they get like a bunch of them, like 3 people together, and I find that interesting. But I don't watch it as much as I used to because I used to watch it like daily when he left, and then I dropped interest. But around about the same time, I also dropped interest in Smosh. I only came back to Smosh with watching the Smosh videos and sort of like the regular, sort of watching in the background when I'm doing stuff, the Am I the A-hole videos from the other one. I don't watch any other stuff, just the Am I the A-hole and the just comedy. And I don't really watch the flashbacks much. But I did watch the Annoying Orange one because that was fun. But yeah, I don't know. I'm agreeing with this. I'm happy Anthony's back.
Listen here. I don't like you. I am now going to bark you. Woof woof bark bark. Woof 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 bark bark. Woof 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 bark.
Why should I have a head?
So this is just a bit of weird information all put into like a video because I have one question and one thought, which I'm not gonna lie, just mostly because of what I hear. One, besides one song, which I'm gonna mention later, should I watch Heaven Handsome? Because I haven't really watched. I heard the concept and I feel like it's gonna be fun, but I haven't watched it. I am thinking of watching it because it has that sort of like dark, sort of like deals with like, oh, it's serious, but it's like dark, like has that sort of like satire in a way. Same with like, I don't know why it seems similar, not in like the message, but like in a similar sort of similar sort of like how it sort of like the songs works to Heathers. I don't know why, if I'm just overreaching with that. But the other thing is, I don't know why, the one song that I have listened to, and this is not me complaining or anything, but I know this isn't the message that I'm supposed to read, is Sincerely Me, and I don't know why, because I know the song is like, oh, we're just faking emails, because I know the actual story. The story is like, oh, this person dies and then they're receiving emails and stuff. I don't know it fully, but I know it's like, oh, I don't have friends, but this guy died, and I'm gonna fake emails that we used to talk to each other, and we had friends, and it's like drama. But the one thing which I always thought Sincerely Me sounded like, it sounded like there's these two people who are gay, and they emote each other like, look, we're just friends. Like, to the two farmers, like, good. I don't know why I see it like that, but Sincerely Me just looks like a song being like, look, I'm not gay. He's just a friend. Without them knowing, so like, I don't know why. So like, they're trying to hide that they're gay. Not like they're not denying they're gay, just like they're trying to hide they're gay to like their parents for some reason. Like, no, we've just been emailing each other as friends. I don't know why. It's just funny. I don't know why that's the thing.
My two personalities are I am worthless and no one will ever love me, and I am a god!
Where is it, Doctor? Gone. How can Gallifrey be gone? It burnt. And the Time Lords?
Dead. And the Daleks? More or less.
All of them? But not you. Which must mean...
I was the only one who could end it. And I tried everything.
What did it feel like, though? Two almighty civilizations burning. Oh, tell me, how did that feel?
Stop it!
You must have been like God.
I've been alone ever since. But not anymore. Don't you see, all we've got is each other.
Are you asking me out on a date?
You could stop this right now. We could leave this planet. We could fight across the constellations if that's what you want, but not on Earth.
Too late.
I prevented a murder today. Really? How? Self-control.
I'm no angel, I'm no savior, and I've never been a saint. Well, I know I'm not the devil, 'cause I still can feel the pain. I walk through fire.
Why is my towel still damp?
Because it's not your towel. It's my towel, Schmidt.
No, it's not your towel. Your towel's the red one.
I'll tell you this, pal. I've never used that. I do use that one every single day.
Oh, God.
This towel's so warm and fluffy, it's like it's been in the sun forever.
This means you two have been drying your junk with the same towel.
Intimate.
Are you out of your mind? What do you mean am I? How do you think this is your towel? Do you even wash it?
No, I don't wash the towel. The towel washes me. Who washes a towel?
You never wash.
You wash your towel?
You never wash the towel?
What am I gonna do? Wash the shower next? Wash a bar of soap? You gotta think here, pal.
I'm furious right
I get
now.
out of the damn shower, I'm clean as a damn baby, and I use the towel.
Let me ask you this. Have you been wearing my underpants?
Sometimes, yeah. Who cares? You guys don't wear each other's underpants, you're lying.
No.
We all wear each other's underwear.
My dear, you deserve the services of a great wizard, but I'm afraid you'll have to be glad of the aid of a second-rate pickpocket.
Things parents don't understand. Number one, okay, if I'm playing the game online, I cannot pause the game because there's other people playing live with me. So how am I gonna pause the game if they're playing too? Number two, you ever think, you know what, I'm gonna be a responsible child and I'm gonna do the dishes. And on your way to do the dishes, your mom says, hey, yo, make sure you do them dishes. See, now I don't wanna do them anymore because when I do it by myself, I'm thinking, you know what, this could be calming for me. But when you ask me to do it, now I'm required to do it. It's like reading, okay? For all of you that don't know, reading is just as addicting as Netflix is. But the thing is, I don't want to read when the teacher or my parents are telling me to do it. Because now it's not fun anymore. Lastly, I cannot stand when I'm in the bathroom and I've only been in there for like 3 minutes and somebody's... What you in there doing? Like, what do you think I'm doing in the bathroom? Making a sandwich? Thank you for your time.
It came! It finally came! The big one.
Oh my gosh, I'm as crazy as my mother.
Hood mode, engage! And super cool.
So, like, I think it was like one day, this review.
Yeah, Friday, because Wednesday went to Thursday became 2 episodes because I couldn't do reviews, and then Saturday is the third one. So yeah, I don't know why I'm being absolutely weird, because I can't do maths. But you know, The Traitors. I just finished season 2. How it was so much more interesting. It was so, because like first season had twists and turns, but this one was a lot more you, and a lot more chaotic, and maybe it's because you did know beforehand what season 1 was. You knew a couple of strategies, and that's the one good thing with like having season 1, 2, and 3, because you know what they've done, but you know the tactics that have been used beforehand, so you can use those tactics to learn and improve, or go against, because double bluffs exist. But this is the most insane series, in my opinion. The amount of intrigue and interest in a series like this. I know it's like a US and Australia one, but I don't know how to find it. I might go and watch it, but yeah, I don't know where to find it. So yeah, but this was so good and so awesome.
This is everything that will happen when the Queen dies. On the day Queen Liz dies, Charles will become king, but in doing so, it starts Operation London Bridge. Operation London Bridge is the 12-day plan for what will happen when the Queen passes away. First, the Queen's private secretary will call the Prime Minister and tell them London Bridge is down. Once other heads of state are informed, the news will be shared with the UK press. A notice will also be put up outside Buckingham Palace and on the royal website. Flags across the nation must be lowered to half-mast, all bells must stop, and both houses in Parliament are expected to gather. On the evening of his mother's death, Prince Charles will address the nation. Britain will then enter a 12-day mourning period. During this time, the BBC is banned from showing any comedy programmes, and all coverage must be around her death. On the 4th day after her passing, the Queen's coffin will be moved to Westminster Hall and visitors will be able to pay respect. On the 9th day after her death, all businesses are expected to close. And finally, on the 12th day, her body will be moved to Westminster Abbey for her funeral before she goes to her final resting place at Windsor Castle.
I do know that. I am from England. I do know that she did die. But 2 things. One, it is just one thing that I did in the past when I was curious about, like, at that point she was alive. And it was one of those things where, like, she did die. And when I say long, it's like one of those things where, like, she was, like, the longest monarch, I think? The longest ruling, like, person who was ruled over England. So I was just doing this, and 2, I do on these days a weirder one. Like, that came up, and like, I felt like, yeah, I could do this. But yeah, I do know that she died, and yeah. I'm also not much of a royalist, but you know, it's not that I disrespected her dead. You should respect anyone. But it's just, I thought this would be a...
They appear to have some kind of shield, sir! Oh, really? I didn't see this giant fucking shield in front of me, you dumb bitch! No shit!
Ain't no way a sea critter can run faster than a land critter.
I can't underwater. I'm
hydrodynamically designed.
Wow, that's nice and bright. What kind of candles are those?
Beaner's cake. Must be Italian.
Close the candle.
Little sorcery. After the battle, masterless cattle, overlords hanging by a thread. With a bit of bravado, maybe tomorrow we'll be atop the heap. While the rest of hell's pissing, Alistair's missing, who fled with his tail between his legs. Nature abhors a power vacuum, it leaves room for you and me. The future of hell belongs to the V's.
You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, listening to angry music and staying up all night.
Yes, I can, because I'm Batman.
But don't you think it's time you finally faced your greatest fear?
Snakes?
No.
Clowns. Snake clowns.
So, I found this. It was by a TikToker who I was like, I'm gonna Google this. And I'm just gonna move this here, because then I can move it to different rows. So, I'm going to do ticks in each one of the columns of, like, which I I don't eat. So I basically eat any cheese, so I'll eat blue cheese. I don't eat canned tuna. I eat any sort of meat in a way. Do not drink coffee. I will eat fish. I don't eat crab. But here's the one thing. Does crab count as meat or fish? That's the one thing I don't know. Like, I know some things count as fish and some things count as meat. So what does crab land into? Probably seafood. I wouldn't be surprised. Grapes, eat. Ketchup, eat. Mayonnaise, no. Mustard, no. Nutella, absolutely. I'm addicted to the substance. Oysters, no. Peanut butter, no. Ranch, no. Raw fish, kind of. I won't eat like sort of like sushi, but there's the thing like when you have like cream cheese and salmon or I don't know what it is. I think that's most likely no. Shrimp, yes. Snails, no. But that's mostly because I don't think I've ever actually no. I've not tried half of the things I've said. I haven't tried canned tuna. So yeah, no. Sourdough bread, absolutely love the best bread. Soy sauce, I used to say no, but I did try it in like a couple of like dishes with gusto, and I eat it. Tea, no, which is ironic because I'm British. I should be hanged for that. Obviously you see it beforehand because I'm not going to be like this time frame because no, I don't care. Vinegar. Yes, I'm assuming you mean mixed it in because no one I think would drink straight up vinegar. But yeah, I do have vinegar in some recipes. I don't have it with chips though. Carrots, yes, but I don't like it. There's a thing seeing where you like cook it with butter, then I do like it, but I don't like it when you like cook it like by itself. And I don't eat it raw. Tomatoes, no. Cucumbers, no. Eggs, yes. Cabbage, no. Cauliflower, technically yes, but I prefer it with cauliflower cheese. That's the only time I do eat it. I don't have like cauliflower by itself. Asparagus, no. All of the beef, turkey, pork. Love meat, yes. Don't eat liver though. Which is the one thing I don't eat, but I'm always being like, maybe I should try it. Brussels sprouts, definitely no. Dark chocolate, absolutely my favorite type of chocolate. Even though I do eat a lot of dairy milk. Not currently, I need to stop. I did stop eating. I only have like one thing per day. And we don't currently have any because I don't buy it. Lettuce, no. Broccoli, yes, but I hate it. Whatever that is, no. Coconut, no. Onions, hate it. I do keep it in, but I hate the texture and usually have onion powder. White chocolate, yes. Tofu, not traditionally, but I don't hate it. It's not bad, I don't think, but not traditionally, technically. Avocados, no. Oranges, no. Grapefruit, no. Raisins, no. Strawberries, yes. Favorite fruit. Apples, no. Don't like the texture. Wheat bread, which unless it has nuts, I'm fine. I'm just seedless. So if it's seedless wheat bread, then yeah. If it has seeds, then no. Celery, no. Mushrooms, no. Eggplant, no. Beets, no. Watermelon, yes. And I've always wanted to do a thing where you get like a wooden katana and you go crack it. Cottage cheese, no. Pickles, no. Peas, yes. Favorite vegetable. Pineapple, no. And it does not belong on a pizza, but I don't eat it in the first place. Bananas, yes. Milk, I drink it like no one knows. Olives, no. Yogurt, yes. And beans, no. So, yeah. That's me on all of them.
Well, here they are, Brian, my test results. Read them and weep.
Peter, according to this, you're not a genius. In fact, you're mentally retarded.
Oh, yeah? Well, would a mentally retarded guy have hired a bulldozer with a drunk driver to level half of his house in celebration of his fantastic test results?
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Congratulations! A $5 iTunes card. Great, guys. Thanks.
What'd you give me, Thomas?
A landmine!
So I'm watching the episode, not the semi-final, but the episode before that. And the prediction that I think would be, because I was about to say, notes, because someone says it, and they're saying in the past, Brian Cox, but someone's like Hugh Grant. I'm like, okay, I think it actually could be Hugh Grant. That could be like something I think it is. So my guess now is Hugh Grant. It's Nikki Campbell, which I've heard. It's one of those things like, probably they're going to describe it in a bit, but it's like, I remember it from something. But yeah. That's who it is. I got it wrong again. But yeah, there'll be another episode. So 2 in one day. I know, but like there's two people going out today. So yeah, that's gonna happen more. So I'm just gonna go something crazy. They mentioned Elsa, so I'm gonna guess this name, who is supposedly the voice actor of Elsa. Because I have no idea. I was originally on like, this is Rita Ora, and I was like, okay, Rita Ora's back. It can't be Rita Ora. Or is it? Is Rita Ora secretly a No, obviously not. I'm not thinking it has that font yet. But yeah, that's it. It is Melody Thornton. So yeah, from the Pussycats. I know I probably should research someone in the Pussycats, but I didn't know. So yeah, that's who it was apparently. I did everyone wrong. So yeah.
This show called MacGyver about a guy who uses whatever he has on hand to get himself out of bad situations. In this one, he makes sunglasses that can hide his face from security cameras. This is so cool, and I needed to know if it actually works, so I got some oversized sunglasses, some LED light remotes, and then took them apart to take out the infrared LED. Then I took out the batteries and attached them to the infrared LEDs and attached them to the sunglasses, just like MacGyver did in the show. To test it out, I'm just using a standard Wi-Fi security camera. I walked by the camera with and without the glasses, and they kind of worked. So I got some super bright infrared LEDs and remade the glasses myself. And it actually worked.
So semi-final now, and we're on to air fryer, and like always, I'm gonna guess someone who the judges guess, which is Whoopi Goldberg. So that is my guess for this one, because I don't think I have anything. I make so many notes. I'm like, I still don't know. So yeah, that will be my guess. So it's Keala Settle from The Greatest Showman star. So no, The Greatest Showman star. Okay, so probably the person from The Greatest Showman. But yeah. I got it wrong. I think I've only got one of these right. So, you know, I didn't thought I was going to get it right. But, you know, yeah, that's all I can really say. So, let's try. Woo! So, how was this?
You are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help. You wannabes are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help. You wannabes are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help. You wannabes are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help. You wannabes are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help. You wannabes are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help. You wannabes are inane and uninformed. Smug wannabes who don't heed when you've been warned. Oops, did I strike a nerve? Cause when I brought out the angel's head, couldn't help.
Just a bit of an update today. I've got my other iPad back, which has, if I open this, all the snapshots on here, which are these things, which is why I didn't do any reviews, because a lot of that I was like, what is next? So I'm going to make sort of like 5 reviews, because that's Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, and today. So yeah. Also, another update, throughout the weekend I am not going to be sort of reviewing, so there might be like a bit more reviews for the next 2 days, because today is for the catch up and tomorrow is for like doing them forward for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think this was really interesting because for the first bit, it had obviously when it went to the past. The beginning of the season had that. And I thought that was really interesting, bringing that element into this, alongside generally moving forward. And the overall last battle that we had near the end of the season was absolutely insane as an idea. So when it was like, if you know specific events, because I don't want to mention one thing. Usually sometimes like I'm like, here's a small spoiler. But this one moment, I was like, because if you know, you know, you expect certain things to have protection. And I'm not going to say too much, but maybe like you can inference when I'm talking about certain things, or more specifically, people should have protection. And so that's a little bit of a spoiler, but like the fact what they did to the character, because I basically said the person, which is the character, was like, I was like, this is insane. They're doing this. They're actually doing this. I'm like, it was one of the most like insane things, because like I didn't think they were going to do it. I was like, they're not going to do it, surely. And then they did it. They just did it. I'm like, what? Yeah, no, I'm focusing on that moment, but this is just insane fights, interesting concept, and with that happening, all bets off the table. All bets. I'm like, what about him? Or him? Or her? Or her? I was like, what about any of them? It is so insane, and it's so messy, but in the most interesting way. And when this goes to season 3, I'm curious what's actually going to happen. This just like took the board. It's like, oh yeah, I can sort of like with protection and like things I've probably seen. I know what I mean. It's like, did you now? I was like, what? This was so fun, so interesting, and just so insane. Go and watch it. So the Ancient Mag's Bride is a really interesting one. I liked season 1 with what they did with the sort of like, the only way to describe the like villain, the sort of like eldritch horror sort of like being. But season 2 with this sort of like, in a way feeling like this like, because you sort of like, in the first season, there wasn't one person being like, but because you have this interesting
but I think both seasons are really good. But this season, I feel like, in a way, had this sort of like sense of like a ticking time on it. Not because it was like Field Rush or this, but it felt like every single moment was just one more tick towards this sense of like something's gonna go wrong. And because we have this bigger group with the other friends, which I absolutely love, because the first season really had this more smaller group. I think you had these two, I think the priest and the two others, plus the villain. So on the good guy side, you had like 5. And yes, I think you have a similar number, but you have like a different group. You have other people in. You still have these two, but you have the students, which I think there's a total of like 7 in all of them, because I think there's like 5 and then plus him like 7. I mean, and what the villain is looking for is that level of like, yeah, getting someone back who was dead. Yeah, that makes sense. I could understand that, but the way she did that was fucked up. So, like, wanting your son back, period, that makes sense, but, like, she didn't want to, like, her son back. She wanted to have someone to manipulate. And the whole thing that they did is just so insane. The twists, the turns, and the overall intrigue is just absolutely perfect and awesome. I 100% recommend to watch. So, Goblin Slayer. And the one thing I like is this still has this serious tone. You still have this like serious tone with like drama leader, because a lot of like fantasy deal with like, oh, you have this big bad threat and this big bad enemy, and you do get like, I think in season 1 and season 2 you get like near the end you get like this one more stronger enemy than a goblin. But I like the idea that it's like, yeah, you have these like, you do have the Dark Lord, you do have the demon, you have these big, more stronger monsters that still have like problems, and adventurers are trying to deal with it. But you still can't forget the more, because the more like lesser known creatures might have like effed up tactics and might be able to pull one over you because you underestimate them, or they might have certain strategies that aren't known. And it's like, all enemies can still be dangerous, can still be deadly, and can still be absolutely messed up. And that is, I just think, the interesting thing. The one thing I will say, season sort of like 2's ending and how it ended, I still love. I prefer season 1. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, season 1 ending was more like, I think, but the difference between the two is season 2 ending is more like dramatic, big. They're still sort of like just taking out, I think, like one group of goblins, but you have a more bigger scope and feel to it, because small spoiler for both season 1 and season 2. Season 2, you have to like save and rescue this one sort of like priest. And it's a huge arc for like this character, which is like so good. But season 1, where it has these sort of like, instead of like, oh, we're gonna go and kill these goblins, goblins are attacking the main Goblin Slayer's sort of like friend. And it's like, it has this moment of like, I will pay anyone. And then you have like, oh, we have heads. And there's this huge battle outside like the house. I like that more because it feels more personable. It feels like, yeah, he's putting like everything on the line. Like, I need you to help me. I need help. And I love this idea. It is insane. It is awesome. And it is absolutely cool. I do like season 2. Season 2 ending is good. I just prefer season 1. But season 2 is good. It's not like, oh, the whole season's terrible or season 2. Season 2 is still good. And the ending is still good. I just prefer season 1. I just wanted to say that. So, yeah. So, this, I think, is an interesting series. Because this is one of the series, because a lot of my series that I review and watch are, here's good guy, here's bad guy. Like, and besides, if you have like one of those ones where it's just a joke, and like obviously you have like here's just people, and everything's just fun. But this is one of the series which, like, legitimately, besides protagonist, which is just the person who is the main sort of like focus of the story, I just like the idea of just, there's no one really the bad guy. They're just opposite opinions. They're just opposite sides, and that's it. So, yeah, I just like that insanity, that sort of split in the sort of group, that split in the sides. You don't have sides, you just have people fighting each other. And even though there are a couple of actions, the one thing that I like the most are just like them sitting down and just being like, oh, who's are you, or are you? And that's it. That I like. That part of it is just like them being like, here's the sides. So that I find absolutely so cool. So yeah, just no sides, just everyone trying to look after like either themselves or their groups. But yeah, I just find this the most interesting and like who's on whose side sort of show. And you have like the sort of like the two detectives, you have I think the group of three that's trying to take out the group, you have the people of the Collective of the Firebug, and then obviously you have like, why do I keep forgetting names? You have obviously the main group, which is sort of like the person who brings back people from the dead, the vampire murderer, the hacker, and obviously later on the person obsessed with sharks, and the ninja. Because I'm bad with names. Great, I sound like an idiot. Anyway, but as they come on, you find it intriguing because like, what's really going on? What's really happening behind all of this? And it is absolutely insane. So I definitely recommend to watch it. So the one thing I noticed for some reason is the first 3 were for season 2 and the second 2 were for season 1. So I don't know if that's a coincidence or just a fun fact. But hey, I like this. Again, this is one of the other series. These two, I think, both had a hiatus. I watched it when it was starting off, not immediately. I think for this one, I think this had like 3 episodes before. But this was so fun. It was so crazy. I just liked the idea of like, what are like the last things that we want to do before like we turn into zombies? It's like, what's our bucket list? But like 10 times worse. Not worse as in the worst idea, just worse as in like, well, you turn into zombies and that's a worse fate. But it's a fun, insane, and just overall goofy. When it stopped, which I think is episode 9, I wasn't expecting like, here's the evil version. Like, it's just so fun, and I just like how there's one to contradict. I just like that as an idea, just mirroring characters like villain, hero, in like more of a goals, but like here's a more positive and here's a more negative way of doing it. I just like that. It's insane, stupid, and absolutely chaotic, but it's one of the things that I find the most insanely fun. So I 100% definitely recommend to watch this, as this is just insane fun, madman. Including, I just like the fact that it's just pinks, blues, reds as the blood. It's like, oh, you want to have one color of blood? Here's 20. But yeah, this is worth to watch. So the last one of this, Tracy Chaplin, because I have no clue. That's it. I'm bad at this because I don't know anyone. Most of the things I watch are anime, so I don't know any of these people. So, you know. It was America's Singer Tiffany. I really should know who he's. Besides, like, I know apparently this is 80s pop sensation, but yeah, I don't know much of his.
Alone at last.
So, if you're referring to, because along my thing down here it says Monokuma, which I was never planning to be my day. My name I usually go by is either Nobody, and I do sometimes use Nobody or like Monokuma. But like that was never meant to be for the channel. The channel I was still referred to as Nobody, Nowhere, No When. I was like, oh, if you're gonna search my name, search Nobody, Nowhere, No When. And I think even on my YouTube channel, it doesn't have this. It just says Nobody, Nowhere, No When. So I think I put this when I wasn't uploading, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it Monokuma because it sounds fun. The same way why if you have a couple of like other places, you might find people putting like their like hobbies or like a name after something else. And yeah, I could have put Henry. I just decided not to because I didn't want to. Besides my Facebook account, and so like Facebook and I think YouTube at one point and Instagram, I think a couple of them have my name, but because I was uploading on another part of it, I was uploading at one period of time fun facts onto another one, which I don't use anymore. Because like I ran out of ideas, and then at one period I'm like, oh, I'm going to hold a camera here and just do this because this is more fun. So yeah. Yeah, that was the idea. And the idea of Nobody, Nowhere, Nowhere. And it's like, I have a mask. I'm nobody. You don't know who I am. Where am I? Nowhere. And when am I? I know when. I know when, I don't know why. I just thought I'd be funny about that free. But you know, that's why.
Oh.
Yes!
No!
Why not? Why won't you sing?
Because singing killed my grandma, okay?
I ate my grandma! And it took a week because she was absolutely humongous.
He just doesn't respond
Okay,
to
so let's
me.
burn down his house.
No!
What if we steal his car and drive it into the lake?
No.
With him in it.
What? So I saw him talking to this other girl the other day.
Put it down! It was his sister!
What did you do while I was gone today?
Committed atrocities beyond your human comprehension. Okay, insert rod support A into slot B.
That's what...
If you say that's what she said one more time, I'm gonna pop you.
Just shut the fuck up, but did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass. Just shut the fuck up.
Oh, no. No. No, Charlie, no. That's, no.
I'm just gonna do this because I don't know. And when I'm like, I'm on the fence on something, I just do ask for other people's opinions. Because I know there's a new series coming out on X-Men, I think it's 87, where they did the original series. I don't know, I think it's like 2 seasons? I don't know how long it was originally. 2 or 3, I think. I wasn't, because surprisingly enough, for a person who was born in 1999, I wasn't alive back then, so I don't know. But I'm like, should I watch it? And it's like one of those things, like, I haven't watched it, but I think it's on Disney Plus, and I'm like, should I watch it? So that's the question.
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
Dog, I cannot wait to try these wings from Taco Bell. Bro, you gonna be shitting for 3 weeks. Nah. Man, no, I'm not. Stop playing. Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. How may I take your order? Yeah, let me get those new chicken wings y'all got. You sure about that, sir? Oh. Wait, what do you mean am I sure? Oh, nothing. Next window, please. Nah. Here you go, sir. Good luck. I mean, enjoy. Thank you. Ooh, bro, I'm about to dig in. Hey, bro, why's your hand shaking? Bro, I don't know. Oh. Dog, why is your head twitching? Dog, I don't know. You see, I told you not to eat those. Bro, wake up. Bro, wake up. Nah, Jit ate some raccoon ankles. He ain't never waking up. That's crazy.
Waffle day! Happy waffle day! Happy Shrove Tuesday!
So I had a very fun idea, and I'm a person who had. So I made a batter, and I'm going to tell you the 2 pancakes I had because I had some on Shrove Tuesday, and then I had some next breakfast afterwards. And for the actual Shrove Tuesday, I had melted chocolate where I melt dairy milk in sort of like a pan, and then I put that on the pancakes after it like cooked with some banana. And for the next day, I had some pancakes with sausages because like savory and sweet. And yeah, I sometimes have savory pancakes, but yeah, those are the 2 sort of pancakes because I had like one mixture. I had 2 for one, and then I had some set the next day. So I kept the mixture for next day. So I have 2 more. It's been a while because a couple of them have been more. A couple of my last 5 reviews have been more serious yesterday. So, well, actually, actually, not more serious. I think one of them was also funny. But here's another one of the ones I have a thing for, and I watch way too much of. One person, this person here, gets reincarnated into another world and has this insane power with potions. And I like it. It's simple. It's not like, oh, I can do, like, snap my fingers and make it blast. He's like, no, I can just create a potion. And that potion does various amount of things. And, like, when I was like, shall I survive using potion? I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with this? Because I feel like it has this sort of, like, cute thing. So I thought it's not going to be, like, a serious one. So, like, okay, what are we going to do with it? I'm like, okay. Fun. Just like no danger, nothing really matters. And I just like it. Where you have these potions that have these effects, then you have like the medicines. And I just like the idea. It's just overall insane and creative in my opinion. So I think this is just one of the more interesting ideas to sort of like do it. Like potions, because you wouldn't think much about potions. But yeah, the story's really fun. And also, my spoiler, the reason why potions are so big is because, like, it's like, oh, does magic exist? Yeah, sort of. And then it's like, okay, I want a way to make any potions. And it's like, oh, when do you mean it exists? It somewhat exists. And it isn't that big. And it isn't as big as I think it was. It just somewhat, it takes years of practice and I'm just whipping out potions that do amazing things. I just love it. So, yeah. I definitely recommend. Reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world. I love this idea because you have a lot of the other shows which have like, oh, maybe I'm going to try this out. Maybe I'm going to have this. And you have them all being like, not 100% like innocent. They try and like keep their powers under wrap, but this person's being like, I'm just gonna hide behind this person. We're gonna make them the strongest person ever, and no one's gonna know what I can do. Obviously, there's some moments where he like shows his hand a bit more, but I just love the idea of being like cloak and dagger. And some of the times it's like, oh, we're looking for this person because clearly this person defeated this person, and I think that's just insane. And I think overall, all of it is just fun, creative, and again, another reincarnation. I watch a lot of these. I'm surprised I found 5 things to review last time that didn't have reincarnation in even one of them. But here we go, here's 2 in one day. Anyway, this is for like the next 2 days. This will be Saturday's review, but I'm not recording on Saturday because I want to be out. I'm even doing like doing the week thing like 2 days early. I might upload the days, but if that comes, I'll just put that on a Monday. Well, it will be uploaded on the Saturday, but I'll count that as Monday. Anyway, that's besides the point. This is just a fun, insane series, and it deals with like these sort of like this magic system with like the spirits and like sort of like again bringing them to here and being like, that's an interesting idea and really fun.
And I do like some of the characters. And I think it's just overall just a fun series. So I recommend to watch. I think this is an interesting series with like a lot of stuff going on. And the one thing I like, because a lot of the shows where it's like you have one person with his main power and they try and hide it. I'm a reincarnation of this. You have them being like, oh no, I don't have this power. There must be something wrong with the hair or this. I'm coincidental. But you don't have that. And with this, the one thing that I find is interesting is, yes, you had like a bit of time where they were hiding it. But at a certain point, to at least his friends, it's revealed. He had to like show his hand. There was no choice. And I like that. And there's a slow mystery of like two things. This organization, which we don't know what they truly want. Well, we do know what they want, but like we don't know how they're going to achieve it. And it's weird. But again, we don't know who's on, so like, and we're trying to figure out that. But one of the things that I find the most interesting is during his history, he sort of like overheated, or like, I don't know what the exact word was, his magic. And through that, he had this blank period of time where he just went crazy with his magic. And he doesn't know what happened. And it's one of those things where it's like, what actually happened? In those moments, what went down? And that, I think, is the more interesting thing. And the magic and how it works is insane, it's fun, and it's overall absolutely bloody brilliant. So I definitely recommend to watch this.